The only thing was, it got bad when I saw kids who were going past me on the way to school. I was sitting in the dust all smeared up with shoe polish, and they were all neat and clean, with their pencils and their notebooks going to school. A lot of kids don't go to school because their parents want them to work. The law is they're supposed to go to school until they are 12, but the school really doesn't have space for everyone, so nobody makes them go. Most kids who work out in the country, in the onion fields, so I felt alone when I watched the school kids going by. And after a while, I started wondering why my grandmother didn't send me to school. I started thinking if she really loved me, she'd send me to school and not just have me shine shoes. I wanted to ask her to let me go, but I was scared to. I was scared she'd say no. Then I would find out she liked me, only because I was earning money for her. I'd find out she was like my father and mother and stepfather who never cared about me. I'd find out she was just acting like she loved me. Then I told myself that my grandmother was good. She couldn't help it if she needed money more than I needed school. I decided school didn't matter. I decided I could learn to read by myself. I asked my shoe shine customers what the letters were on the signs downtown, and pretty soon I could read every sign around: Coca-Cola, Bank of Guatemala, tourist office, and even the writing under the picture of San Pablo. When I ran out of signs, somebody gave me a newspaper, and I worked on reading that, and the customers helped me. I tore the newspaper into pages and always carried a page in my back pocket to work on. And I got so I could almost read the whole thing. But when I wasn't reading, I was just sitting around, waiting for customers, wondering what kids did in school and whether my grandmother really loved me. And it got to be like life had stopped, because that was all I thought about. Finally, I decided that I had to do it. Go ask my grandmother about school. I got a friend of mine, Roberto, an orphan who lives in the street, to guard my shoe shine stuff, and I went up to the market to talk to my grandmother. She was surprised to see me since I was supposed to be working. "What's going on, Juan?" she said. I said, "Grandmother, I want to go to school." "School?" she said. It like I said I wanted to go to Mars. "You can't go." "Yes, I can," I said. "All you have to do is take me." I thought I was ready for her to say no, but I wasn't. "But you're too young," she said. "You're 5." "Grandma," I said, "I'm not 5, I'm 7." And it turned out there were so many of us around, she had lost track of how old I was. "7? Why didn't you tell me?" "There are too many of you. There's too much to remember. You should have told me." "How long have you been 7?" she said, as if I had done some trick on her behind her back. "6 months," I said. "And you waited all this time to tell me?" "It was so important, I couldn't," I said. "When something's important, that's why you've got to say it," my grandmother said. "You've got to stand up for yourself. It doesn't even matter if you lose. What matters is that you never stop trying to get what you really want. Of course," she added. "I mean important things, not things like hot water and electricity." "Well, if you really are 7, you must go to school," my grandmother said. "You should have been there long before this."